what's up? Listen, we're losing to X. We just finished a horrible game right now. We went to Tilted Towers, 3 kills. Then we got bodied by some kid with the rocket launcher purple phone. 83 health. Third parties, yeah. Kinda sad. Fortnite is sus. We dropped Tilted, so. He's gonna be like names with an X Tentacion. YouTube mix. I'm looking 47 ping. I want to sub an auto because anyways I've been lagging. And I'm using rocking at 29 ping. I went anyways from like 60 ping, 50, 50, 40. It's going lower, so it's annoying. Now I'm gonna do a terrible job. I jumped out too early. And I barely got tier 100 last week. No, wait, on Friday. No, on Friday. Stupid. On Wednesday I got it. Yeah, this guy got a bad job too. I got a good job, a bad job. I'm gonna go bottom of trance. It sucks for me, but your body if I get it done. Yo, this gun is trash. Why am I at 50 games? I'm lagging. I feel like this will get at least 1 kill. Shield. Aim 7. Wait, no, I got third party, wow. The AK is so bad, the blue. Let's take a thought. Dude, clear. Tell if I can hit the logo. Plus logo. I'm a fraud. Keep fucking lying, it's so annoying. Shots in my brain. I've been tripping about some things can't change. Switch on the same time, my tank shit same bag, get a phone call. Girl that you fuck with, kill herself. I was just telling the body help. Ever since then, when I hate myself, wanna fucking end it. Pessimistic. All wanna see me when the fire to piss in. But niggas been inside about the grave, I'm digging. Have a conversation about my hate decisions. Fucking sickening. At the same time, memories surface through the grapevine. But my uncle playing with a slip knot. Plus some of the stress got me fucked up. Been fucked up since a couple months they had a nigga locked up. I've been so
I did the ruin challenge. It says I didn't. But I haven't. And there is going to be over 10 challenges. Look. The green and white. Green and white. Whatever the skin's called. Lockstep or something like that. Yeah, I just want lurking. I'm just gonna watch a YouTube video how to get lurking. It's annoying.
I don't wanna try, but
I really want lurking, but 43, I'm like 30 this time. Earlier I got a solo win with 7 kills. It was so fun.
Hey, what's up guys, Beyond here. Before we start this video real quick, I'm going to say, please be sure to head on down your
Yeah, this I might end the stream real quick, and I might get back on.
Hornet server and how close it is to you, and 2, it is based on your internet connection. Now, your internet connection can be fixed very easily in order to give you better ping. However, if you're in a bad location, which means you're far from the Hornet server, there's absolutely nothing that you can do but better your internet connection. Now, for example, if you live in Central America or in the Middle East, you will most likely not have ping better than 80 because you are not close to the Hornet server.
What?
But if you
I walked like a body, bro.
Else in the US, you will be able to increase your ping much better by just doing these internet things that I'm giving you guys right now.
Warm up.
Now, the first thing you guys
I was on earlier,
but
I dropped that console when I got me annoyed.
Go ahead and find a way to plug in a cable.
There's a guy invisible.
Console or your PC.
I couldn't see him. Then when I expected him, he was invisible.
Cable that connects from your router to the
his gun was just flying. I'm like, what the fuck?
And this will make it so that the internet speed is instantly transferring over to your device. This means that your device is no longer using Wi-Fi to get internet, but instead it is using the router's connection speed, which will give you much faster connection speed. So this is the first thing you guys can do. Now, a lot of people can't do this because they're not close to their router or their modem, and what you guys can do if you have this problem is buy a separate router or modem and connect that via internet cable. And another thing that they can do is run a cable, an Ethernet cable, through the walls or through the corner edges walls of their house. That's currently what I'm doing right now. I am connecting over 50 yards of cable to reach to my console, and the way I'm doing this is by running it through the edge of the house, towards the edge of the walls.
Why isn't
now,
so
the second thing that you guys can do to make your connection better
I just reset my world
to
before
make sure
it was
that there's no other processes running in the background of your PC or your device. For example, if your computer is streaming or if you're using it for some kind of internet service, your internet speed will decrease greatly in Fortnite. For example, a lot of streamers will struggle while they're streaming because their ping will become much higher due to the fact that the stream is taking up a lot of their Wi-Fi power or their internet speed's power. And yeah, basically all you guys gotta do is not use anything that uses internet on your device that you're using to play the game. Speed is to run a Ookla speed test or any kind of Wi-Fi speed test to see how fast your internet is, and if your internet is below the internet that your internet service provider has promised, you can easily give them a call and request to have it fixed, and by your contract they should fix your internet to make it so you get the exact speed that you're paying for. Because if they're charging you for 250 megabytes upload and download and you're only getting 100 or 50 or even less, then you can easily get them to change it and fix it for you for free. And this should be under your policy. So that's one thing that you guys can do. Now real quick, I just want to stress the importance of internet speed to you guys. In this gameplay, you guys are watching some very competitive high points in the arena gameplay. game type. As you can
I
see,
didn't know
almost
that.
240 points, and the people in this game were very good and very sweaty. So if you have low ping and you're playing against people that are this good, you will almost definitely never end up getting in a good position to win, because slow internet will make it so that your reaction speed to plays is much slower than the other person's. So if you guys shoot each other at the exact same time, but your ping is slower, you will always get killed by the other person no matter what, just because your ping is slower. Now, I personally live 4 miles away from the NAE servers. There's one main NAE server that I will not disclose due to privacy, so I'm not telling you guys where I live, but basically I live about 3 or 4 miles away from it, so generally my ping is amazing. The only thing holding my ping back is really nothing, because I have it connected via Ethernet to a modem, and I have 150 megabytes upload and download speed, and I also live 4 miles away. So there's really nothing to make my internet bad, and when I'm playing in most games, I have between 0 to 10 ping, and a lot of times when I'm playing in creatives or in normal game modes, I'll have exactly 0 ping. And this is amazing, because it gives me that huge advantage during fights against people that don't have 0 ping, and therefore giving me the ability to laser people and get shots off of them, or their shots register on me. And this can make a huge difference in fights where the difference is milliseconds. So in the end, what you guys want to do is go home and rewatch this video to see the tips that I gave you guys, and apply those tips to your setup to make sure that you guys are running at the fastest internet speed possible for you guys. Once you guys improve your internet speed, I can promise you guys your gameplay will multiply if you're playing on any ping that is higher than 40. Any ping between 0 and 40 is very good, and it is better than the average person's ping. So if you're playing on 0 to 40, you're honestly good, and if you want to get it higher, just do the tips in this video. If you're playing on anything above 0 to 40, I definitely recommend watch this video one more time, get all the tips down, and use it to your advantage.
I used to always play like 0
Another good
to
example
10.
as to why ping is important is to look at how all important Fortnite tournaments and all gaming tournaments that are very important and for very large amounts of money are all held on LAN. That means that you have to go somewhere and you have to play under Fortnite's supervision, where they can make sure that everyone is on a level playing field, playing with the same exact ping, and that's the only reason why they're LAN guys. It's to make sure that everyone's playing on the same exact ping, because ping makes a huge difference in how someone plays. And yeah guys, that's basically all I'm going to be having in this video in terms of gameplay. Be sure to watch it till the end if you guys want to see some more sweaty sprint type gameplay at very high arena rank. I'm going to be getting champions soon in arena, and I'm going to be trying my best to qualify for worlds and maybe go to the tournament. But over time it may hold me back, as right now it's towards the end of the marketing period and I have to put a lot of time into school. But I'm going to try my best and hopefully I'm going to be able to qualify. So thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
The grappler, there's a black war, and a wood double. Grappler, let's go, move it. Actually, I'm gonna get drinking rocks. That. Yeah, I hit that. Great. Yo, I missed it. I'm gonna do that.
Season 2, the good old Fortnite. Playing this game was amazing. I would come home from school, completely disregard my homework, and hop into duos with my best friend. The amount of fun we had with this game was simply incredible. There was nothing that we were playing more at the time. It was just strictly Fortnite. With it being a super fun game, what could have went wrong here? How is it a different game, and why is it not the same? We answered these questions in today's video. When we first started playing together, me and my friends, Bones WK, we were both noobs. I mean, the biggest noobs ever. We sat in so many bushes, and when I say so many, I actually mean it. So many bushes. I was the bush king. I had memorized the best place for my character, so I was not poking out of the bush. I made sure I wasn't using a skin with tall hair, and if a skin had a back bling on, it was a no-go for me. Now believe me and my friend Bones, we were top dog noobs. I feel like out of the, 2,000 bushes on the map, I can successfully say that I've sat in about 1,000 of them, and that's 50% of all of the bushes on the map. Pretty crazy. We literally sat in bushes all the time, hoping to get our first victory royale. Playing the game like this was obviously boring. I mean, how can you play like this but have fun? We were sitting in one spot the whole game, every single game. In any other game, if we did that over and over again, we would get tired of it. It just felt like this game was different, very different. It was really just unlike anything we ever played or did. Sitting in bushes all day, for some reason, that was fun. And Fortnite during Season 1 and 2 was just a boatload of fun. Season 2 brought many different things, and it was way different than Season 1. Learning how to double pump was a struggle, but when you mastered it, it was well worth the wait. Imagine using one pump shotgun, getting 100 damage, and then switching to your SMG, and then getting about, 40 damage. That's nice, right? Well, Season 2 had some awesome tactics. Imagine shooting 2 pump shotguns in rapid succession. You're gonna deal around 200 damage in 2 seconds. And you might have been lucky to get a headshot, which in Season 2, shotguns, if they hit you in the head, deal a glorious and generous amount of damage, over 200. Just imagine, you're popping a chug jug, and you feel good. You come around the corner, and you get one-tapped by a great pump. If you were on the receiving end of one of those blasts, you would rage. Simply, that's what you would do. You would be mad. You have full health. You should not die. But you do, because the shotguns were just that good. Season 2 was at a time where there was no skins, at all, in the whole game. The only skins that you would really see were default skins, or battle pass skins. Or, you might have been lucky and saw one of those try-hard bright bombers that were always in someone's game. I remember every single streamer back then in the Season 1, 2, and 3 days would use the bright bomber. It was just that try-hard skin. I remember Dakotas and Allier and all of them. They would throw that on and they would go crazy. Now we just talked about skins, how they were barely in the game. And speaking of things that were barely in the game, the items basically were shields, chug jugs, bandages, medkits, smoke grenades, and grenades. That was basically it.
Yeah.
There was nothing really fun in the game. I mean, you had your grenades and your heals, and that was pretty much it. There was nothing really extra. Compared to what we have now, it was simpler. It was a very simple time back then. Most of the things that we have in the game now were added after Season 2. Season 2 was probably the most revolutionary season for Fortnite because it brought in so many different changes. It introduced Tilted Towers, which will forever be the most populated place on the Fortnite map. Even if they remove it, people are still going to find a way to land. Now, around the time of Season 2, I had literally 0 wins. Like I said, I was the biggest noob ever. I sucked at this game. I didn't even take advantage of building. And when I got shot at, I jumped. And I don't mean I jumped in the game. In real life, I jumped. I especially jumped when I was in a bush, focused on my phone, and then heard the crack of a bolt-action sniper. Just imagine you're in a bush, you still have your headset on, you're just listening for footsteps, and then you hear, oh, you're gonna die. That simple, and that stuff used to terrify me. I want to do a quick test. Not a big test, but I want to ask you guys a question, and I want you guys to answer it. Does it feel like you get more scars now than before? Because because in Season 2, if you got like a gold star or even a purple one, the game was won by you. You were going to win the game because that's how dominant that weapon was. They were just super rare to get. So once you did get it, you're going to wreak havoc on everybody in the line. So, does it feel like they're more common now? Because in my opinion, I used to never get them, and now I feel like I get stars every, 6 checks. So you're probably asking, why am I talking about Season 2 so much? Why not any other season? In this video, Fortnite doesn't feel the same. Like, why am I only talking about Season 2? Well, Season 2 is where I, feel like it started to go down, and, really decrease in fun. In Season 3, we had crazy additions to the game. It seemed like it was going to be good. We had a new battle pass, which featured more items than we've ever seen, new upgrades such as turbo building and things like that. It was awesome. It was playing out to be the best season ever. It's basically like Season 2, but more items, plus a plethora of updates and tweaks, like auto material switch. What's not to like about that? Well, there's a lot. Now, the whole season of Season 2, I practiced my game while kind of sitting in bushes. I still try it every once in a while, and when I did try, I wanted to be like the pros. I used to watch Daquan and Dakota's, and I would copy what they did. And you know what they did? They used double pump. So I started to use double pump. Working on the finger movement, for me, was just super hard to get down. I've never been someone who could, focus on something and get it immediately.
What?
I've always been that type of dude. If I focus on something, I can do it really well. I just can't get it down very quickly. So it was pretty hard for me. But eventually, I had it down pat. And of course, I learned and perfected it around the last day of Season 2. If you know what's coming up next, you're going to feel bad for me.
Well, I passed
It was the last couple days of Season 2, and I just learned how to double pump pretty much perfectly. My aim was on, and I knew how to switch at the perfect time. I felt amazing. I was winning games, and I was just doing good. The double shotguns were not letting me down. I felt like I was going to go into Season 3 as a new player, getting rid of those bush tactics, and I would become someone who could use the shotguns very well. And that didn't quite happen. I got home from school on the day of Season 3, and double pump felt weird. It wasn't the same at all. It was slow and basically unusable. How nice is that? This didn't directly ruin the game for me,
You know
but
what?
why would I get used to something and then have to not use it? It sucked.
You know what?
I still
Fuck
played
you.
pretty often. I still enjoyed the game as a whole. I just wasn't, happy with some of the things that they did. It didn't really make sense to me why they would add something in the game, keep it in, and wait for people to get used to it, and then just take it out and make us go back to our old ways. We're gonna mention something like that later. It has to do with the same thing. I guess Epic Games loves to add in stuff, make people used to it, and then take it out and make people get used to the old game. Because that's what it seems like they're doing, because it's happened plenty of times. It just felt like building to me. If you didn't know how to build, you were going to be punished by the people who knew how to build. Same thing with double pump. If you didn't know how to double pump, you were going to be punished by the people who did. It's just the same thing pretty much. And the noobs were the only ones complaining about it. There weren't really any pro players complaining because they learned it. The noobs just didn't take the time to learn it. And I guess the noobs won the fight because double pump was tweaked. We've talked about Season 2 and Season 3, but Season 4 was different. So different. What changed? What was different? It just changed so much for me. I don't know if it was like this for everyone, but Season 4 was great. So many good additions, like random outfits and many hotfixes to glitches and things that we had to deal with the whole time in Season 3. Now you're probably saying, if you say it had so many nice things, why is it different? Well, I've played this game so much, from Season 1 to Season 4 every single day. This was over the summer as well, and I played every day of the summer, and whenever we did have school, I would get home and play the game. Season 1, 2, and 3, I didn't make YouTube videos, so I was on my grind. So with me playing so much, it was starting to get boring. I had plenty of wins. I was actually good, and wins wouldn't satisfy me anymore. I just needed something else to help me satisfy my needs. Back then, getting a win was amazing. I remember the first time I won, I was going crazy. I ran up and down my stairs screaming, "Let's go!" Now I'll win, and I'll be like, "Let's go." I needed something to satisfy me, but there was nothing. None of the new items, new locations, new skins, or even new game modes even came close to feeling good to me. The game was just dying to me. Everyone may not relate to this, but for sure, if you played a lot, you definitely feel different about this game than you used to. It felt so different to me that I didn't want to play. Skins were getting leaked, I was playing 10 games a day, and we didn't find fun in sitting in bushes anymore. It was just so different. My friend Bones, I used to play with him season 1 through 4. This is when he stopped playing Fortnite. My duo partner for 6 months was just gone, like that, simply. He said it was boring, and I kinda agreed with him. But there was some power behind his statement. His statement meant a lot when he told me it was boring. He was that dude who would always tell me, get online, I'm trying to play Fortnite, but now he was telling me, I'm getting offline, I'm not going to play Fortnite, and that hit me hard. I felt kind of sad. I mean, the game we've been playing for 6 months now, we weren't going to play as often. It just changed drastically, and it was not the same bush camping game. Now, Season 5, 6, and 7 was a blur to me. You might ask, why? Well, let's get
Yo, I don't care. It's a red night.
I was not dealing with solo, so
I was claiming my LCM. It did 0 damage.
I still posted Fortnite
Yeah, I'm in the
so the only time I would get on was for a video, and I did not enjoy